The MLB Hall of Fame ballots have been sent to the voters, and some are starting to trickle in. We're starting to see who people are voting for, but I think there's only two right now as the time that we're filming this. But good MLB Hall of Fame ballot this year, first year and last year for some. You have Carlos Beltran returning. Adrian Beltre is in his first year. Bartolo Colon's his first year. Todd Helton makes that return, who almost has been kind of that iffy guy. Joe Mauer, his first time. I mean, this is one of the more exciting ballots that we've seen in a long time, and I didn't even name some of the other ones too. So what I thought that we would do real quick is if we ever had this privilege, which I doubt we ever will because, that's the privilege of all privileges, getting to vote in the Hall of Fame for MLB. But who did you guys vote for? I'll start with this. How many players did you vote for? You're allowed 10. Did you use all 10 of your votes?
I did not.
Wow.
Did you?
Interesting. Mine was kind of previewed before. I did use all 10 of my votes. Yeah. What about you, Houdini?
So you're allowed to vote for 10.
Correct. That's
Up
the
to
most
10,
you
yes.
can.
Okay.
You voted for like 12.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't. I voted for 9.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I did it in like, how do I explain this? I did it in columns. The yes guys, the guys that are maybe in some time, and then the guys that are going to drop off.
That's exactly what I did.
Exactly. And I think that's the way to look at it too. When you're voting, I think, look, people could question you either way when you do this, but you have to keep guys on the ballot. So I feel like there has to be those guys that do have these guys that vote 10 people, because if you don't vote for them, they'll just fall off and they'll never be these third and fourth tries.
Complete side note, the guy that didn't vote for Jeter, complete scumbag.
Absolutely. Complete
That's
scumbag.
That's a 10 out of 10 on the scumbag scale.
For sure.
What a scumbag.
What a scumbag.
But let's get into this real quick, and we'll review this real quick. Tell me if I'm crazy with this, because, again, I did do all 10. So I got Carlos Beltran, Adrian Beltre. I voted for Bartolo Colon, Todd Helton, Andrew Jones, Joe Mauer, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Gary Sheffield, Chase Utley, and Billy Wagner. I used all 10.
Yeah, I guess Jedi going with the, I got a Hall of Fame vote. I'm making it. I'm making the most out of it as I can.
Like I said, I'm trying to keep guys on the ballot. I'm doing them a favor. Do I think that they're going to get in? Absolutely not. That's
a good way to look. I never even looked at it that way. That's a great point.
There are some people on here that I purposely did not vote for. Like, do I think that Francisco Rodriguez is a Hall of Famer? Like, no, not really. I think that Jimmy Rollins is kind of on the borderline. That's why I didn't vote for him, because I think Chase Utley's better. So, I mean, who did you guys vote for? Houdini, you want to start us off?
Well, first, let me go through my complete no's, right? Like, okay. I don't think Mark Burley is ever going to get in. I don't think Bartolo Colon is ever going to get in.
Really?
I don't.
Yeah,
I think he's one of those 10th year guys.
His career. Yep, he was a compiler too. Yeah.
His ERA is really bad. If he gets in, it's because he's probably one of the most likable people in the world. But his numbers are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he put up he won a lot of baseball games. Well, he pitched for 30 fucking years. He should win a lot of baseball games. A-Rod, no.
What?
That's crazy.
You're always freaking backing up Barry Bonds, dude.
No. Anyone that, look, this is the gray area in the steroid scandal. Like, if you took steroids, you shouldn't be in.
Okay, I misread this.
No,
I thought that
no.
you thought that Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, because then I was going to say,
that's me, Jedi.
If you let one in, you have to let them all in.
I agree with you.
And the fact that Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds are not going to be on the list, I don't know what this looks for A-Rod or Manny.
They're not getting in. It's a fact. There's just no way.
A-Rod has the best shot.
I was just going to say, I think A-Rod has the best shot to get in, even more than Barry Bonds.
As
much as people hate him, he's changed his public eye so well in the last 5 years.
I agree with you. Go look at Bonds' stats before he took steroids. He can get into the Hall of Fame on that alone.
I agree.
They're ridiculous. Yeah.
I 100% agree.
But once you become the face of that, which A-Rod has publicly apologized for and all that stuff, I don't think he
admitted it,
gets
yeah.
in. So I don't. He's at 35% right now. I don't think he gets in. I really don't. Jimmy Rollins, no. Let's keep going. K-Rod, no. Manny, no. Pettit, no. Andrew Jones, I'm not there yet. Torrey Hunter, no. Those are the guys that I have as complete no's. The reason why I have complete no's to certain guys and other guys I have mainly infielders that I'm talking about here that I'm kind of questioning is if Omar Vizquel doesn't get in, which he's probably not going to. He's at 19%. This is probably going to be a no for me. But if Omar Vizquel doesn't get in, I don't see Jose Reyes, Chase Utley, and those guys getting in because I think Omar Vizquel was better than both of them. So it's hard for me to put in an infielder over Omar Vizquel, who is one of my favorite shortstops of all time. And I think, his offensive numbers were okay, but this guy was an absolute wizard on a baseball field. So as for the guys that I have, yes, Todd Helton gets in this year, and he should. Billy Wagner I have getting in this year, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say Beltre is a first ballot Hall of Famer, which was a thought process to do, but from 1999 and on, he never hit under 240. He hit under 265 one time.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Beltre.
No.
Adrian Beltre.
He already went. Okay, yeah.
No. Adrian Beltre. 4-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover, 4-time Silver Slugger, career 286, 93 WAR. Like, this guy's legit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think he
1,700 RBIs. Yeah.
Yeah. In due time, Andrew Jones, Adrian Gonzalez. The question with Mauer and Utley is going to be how
Adrian Gonzalez, you got Gonzo.
As possibly in due time. In I'm talking years like 6 to 10. Right? Adrian Gonzalez had some stupid numbers. 5-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glover.
What about Joey Bats? What do you think about Jose Bautista?
Nah,
no,
I don't
absolutely
think so.
not.
I don't think so. I think not to interject, I think he drops off.
So the two guys I have dropping off is Joey Bats and James Shields.
Oh, I have way more than that. I think Andy Pennant gets the boot this year. I just think that there's too many guys to vote for that I think a lot of these people are going to get bounced because there's no room. 5%.
Yeah, there's 5. He's at 17 last year.
Yeah, but I think it's going to dip so much because
there's so many other names.
Yeah, you have Mauer now here. Mauer is considered one of the better catchers of the generation.
Yep.
There's been a lot of buzz of Bobby Abreu all of a sudden. There's Cologne's on the list.
Abreu put up some crazy stolen base numbers too for a guy. I forget the exact stat, but he's one of the only players in MLB history to put up a 400 stolen base, and I forget the extra base hit number. It's something crazy.
Matt Holliday,
700 or something like that.
Holliday has around I think 400 home runs and is flirting around that 300 average. That's going to get some votes. He had his.
So
Holiday had 316, but still, yeah.
Oh, 300, okay.
So Mauer and Utley were the two that are interesting because if you take them in their primes, they're really good. Their last 4 or 5 years in the MLB were not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think Mauer, and I'll give my list here in a second. I think Mauer is going to get in over Utley. 3 batting titles and an MVP. He won a couple Gold Gloves. He was the prototypical catcher, and he's got better numbers overall than some catchers that are in the Hall right now. So catcher is one of those weird positions to kind of gauge, but I think if you hit some benchmarks, you got to get in as a catcher. What catcher wins batting titles? Not too many.
I agree with you there. I think Beltran and Holiday probably get in a couple years, but and here's the sad part, right? Brandon Phillips actually had a pretty decent career. I didn't know
one of the greater fielders. He had a slick glove, man.
I didn't know he had 2,000 hits.
Yeah.
He played a while, yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know he was an everyday starter.
Brandon Phillips, 17 years, yeah.
He had a plus career. Victor Martinez, another one, solid career, but I don't see it happening. So yeah.
I don't know if I missed this one. Is Gary Sheffield getting in or no?
Absolutely not.
I think so.
Wow. He has
I think
500
so.
home
So
runs.
he was at let me give mine real quick. And I thought it was more so, I didn't really think about it how the actual Hall of Fame ballot works. Mm-hmm. Kind of when you said it, Jedi, I was like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But kind of had it in a situation that I can, easily make this make sense here. So I agree with you, Dino. I think Beltre gets in first ballot. I think it's Beltre, Todd Helton, Billy Wagner. I do think if I'm voting, I would vote A-Rod in to the Hall. I would go Andrew Jones as well. Joe Mauer, I wouldn't put in right away, but in like, as in I'm putting Joe Mauer on there to kind of keep him on the ballot too. So I think Joe Mauer, Carlos Beltran, Gary Sheffield. I think Gary's got a chance at actually making it this year. And I think dropping off, I also had James Shields, Victor Martinez. I don't know, kind of one of those Hall of Very Good players. Jose Bautista, and I actually got Jose Reyes. I wouldn't vote for Jose Reyes on here. I think he drops off.
David Wright's gone too. We haven't mentioned him. He's also
David Wright.
ballot.
Yep.
David Wright, if healthy, his whole career probably would have been a
probably
first
would.
ballot.
Probably
but
would.
But he
Captain
just
America.
wasn't there. But look, I'm just playing percentages here. Sheffield needs 20% in his final year on the ballot.
This is last year.
Yeah,
Yes.
I see no possible way he gets in. And he's a steroid.
How does it work? How can you?
And to be honest
is
with
the
you,
only way to come? Is the only way for you to get voted in then is as a part of that players committee or the whatever they call it or whatever? Like once you're off, right?
Yeah, once you're off, you're off. But I will tell
Well,
you,
you get in the
committee
veterans
the
committee.
veterans
then.
committee.
yeah,
That's right.
I mean,
right.
Look, he's a dick in real life too. So I've coached against him. He's a dick. So no, he's not getting in. But I will tell you, for a 14-year-old team, I've never seen a pregame BP like that. That was unreal.
There you have it. Well, the MLB Hall of Fame ballot voting is underway. We'll obviously keep you up to date here if there's any more breaking news about someone definitely getting in. I know that there's a guy on Twitter that tracks the whole thing, so if you want to go follow that, you can go search that up yourself.